Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, has a 1,000-year-old history and civilization, and the unique beauty of its land people lasts forever. 1,000 years ago, King Lý Thái Tổ moved the capital from Hoa Lư, Ninh Bình to Thăng Long, now Hanoi. Ever since, Hanoi has been the country's capital through many feudal regimes until today. Thăng Long Royal Citadel has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. As a capital, Hanoi is Vietnam's biggest political, economic, cultural, educational and tourism center. Hanoi is particularly beautified by its many lakes. Hoàn Kiếm Lake is perhaps the most beautiful, like a shining jet in the heart of Hanoi. Beside Hoàn Kiếm Lake lies Ngọc Sơn Temple, which is a famous historical and cultural relic site. In front of the temple is Tháp Bút Tower, carved with the words "Right into the blue sky" of scholar Nguyễn Văn Siêu. The lake's former name was Lục Thủy, which then changed to Hoàn Kiếm in the 15th century because of the legend about King Lê Lợi returning the magic sword to the turtle genie. Former Thăng Long had two main areas, the Forbidden Citadel and a trading area called Kẻ Chợ, which was later developed into the 36 guild streets, adding to Hanoi's unique beauty. Although many changes have taken place, in the old quarter, many small streets still keep their traditional crafts such as hàng bạc, hàng thiếc, hàng mã and làn ông. In the 18th century, people from Châu Khê village in Hải Dương province came to settle in Hàng Bạc Street, specializing in making silver products. Later, people from Dong Sâm of Thái Bình and Định Công of Hanoi, specializing in producing gold and silver casting, also came, formulating Hàng Bạc Street, which is now known for silver smithy, money exchange and jewelry. Today, Hàng Bạc Street has many shops trading in high-end jewelry products, and the craft has been passed down from father to son. In the early 20th century, this was Phúc Kiến Street, trading in Chinese and Vietnamese traditional medicine. Today it is called Lan Ông Street, and most of the local shops are still involved in traditional medicine. Hanoi has several unique guild streets, which were formed by people from many parts of the country who came to settle and establish their own guilds in the capital. Hàng Đào Street is specialized in selling and dyeing fabrics into red and pink, a traditional trade of artisans from Đình Loan, Đông Cao in Bắc Ninh province. Today, the trade has faded out, and local shops are now selling expensive and fashionable ready-to-wear clothes, embroidered products, and sophisticated fine art articles. The very own beauty of Hanoians was harmonization of the characteristics of people from across the country. Hanoians are known for their elegance, communication skills, industriousness, and artistic creativity. Hanoi has been leading the country in terms of the number of universities, colleges, national institutes, international standard schools, and training facilities. Thăng Long, Hanoi has produced many talents for Vietnam, considering them the country's energy. Today, many students of Hanoi have won high prizes at international competitions and contests. Ngô Bảo Châu was a student of Hanoi. In August 2010, he won the Fields Medal, one of the world's highest mathematics awards. He is a great talent of both Vietnam and the world over. The Temple of Literature was Vietnam's first university. After more than 700 years, this place had trained thousands of talents for the nation. In March 2010, the 82 stone steles there were recognized by UNESCO as a World Documentary Heritage. Hanoi is one of the country's biggest cultural centers. Many artisans nationwide came to form their guilds in Hanoi, and now the city is trying to revive its traditional performing arts amidst the modern city life. Water puppetry has existed in Hanoi from time immemorial with many guilds such as Dao Thực in Thủy Lâm Commune, Đông Hành District. Artisans use a water stage to hide their tools and instruments to control their puppets and make them soulful and animated. Thăng Long Water Puppetry Theatre, with many experienced artisans, attracts around 700,000 domestic and foreign spectators a year. Currently, the pedestrian route from Hangang Street to Dong Xuân Market is turned into a night market and culinary area which convenes every Friday, Saturday and Sunday evenings. Some singing, an art closely associated with the life of ordinary workers, has been performed at the night market, attracting many visitors. 1,000 years ago, ca trù or ceremonial singing has been known as a court music genre in Thăng Long, Hanoi. Ca trù has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. Chèo, or popular theatre, has long been a folk stage art, typical of the Red River Delta. Hanoi has been the birthplace of many famous chèo artists. Hanoi has the Hanoi Opera House and many big theatres which have held many important national and international art festivals. The Vietnam Circus Federation in Hanoi was established 50 years ago and has gained many high prizes at both national and international circus festivals. Hanoi has two major exhibition centers, Giang Võ, which often hosts national and international multi-sectoral exhibitions, and the Vietnam Culture and Art Exhibition Center, Vân Hồ, which hosts exhibitions to introduce Vietnam and world's cultures. Vân Hồ Exhibition Center also organizes exhibitions in many provinces and cities to introduce Vietnam and the world's cultures. The ceramic mosaic along the Red River Dike is one of the many projects to celebrate the 1000th anniversary of Hanoi. The work has been given the Bùi Xuân Phái Award for the love for Hanoi and recognized by UNESCO as the world's longest ceramic mosaic. Mr. Hai, a Hanoi native, has been living in Ho Chi Minh City for quite a long time. He's known to many people because every afternoon he plays his violin in April Furthest Park to express his nostalgia for Hanoi. Now on Long Bien Bridge, in a festive atmosphere, the sound of his violin has helped him express his feelings for Hanoi. The 100-year-old Long Bien Bridge, which was famous all over Indochina, was a piece of art by Gustave Eiffel, who also designed the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris. Long Bien Bridge was one of the many unique architectural works built by the French in Hanoi. Together with Vietnamese traditional architectural style, they give Hanoi a mystic beauty. Hanoi Fine Arts Museum preserves the cultural heritages of many ethnic minority groups in Vietnam. More than 2,000 exhibits were chosen from more than 18,000 objects dating back from the 11th to the 19th centuries. Many of the exhibits are finds of archaeological excavations, while others are replicas of fine arts and sculptural works which are being kept in several pagodas and temples. They represent the unique cultural identity and civilization of Vietnam, the earliest in the region. Contemporary fine arts were featured by statues of the 20th century, reflecting the many aspects of life and history through the uniquely genuine Vietnamese processing techniques. The National Library is a familiar address to many readers at home and abroad. Built in 1917, the library archives more than 1.5 million book titles and publications. Located in the Budding Square, Ho Chi Minh Museum was built in the shape of a blossoming lotus flower representing the president's purity. The museum's display area features around 120,000 objects and images highlighting the life and revolutionary career of President Ho Chi Minh, which are associated with important historical events in Vietnam and the world from the late 19th century until his passing away. The objects are exhibited in harmony between the traditional and the modern. The museum has become a popular research and education center, and it has received millions of visitors so far. The Stilt House was where President Ho Chi Minh worked and lived from 1958 until his death. The modest house and the president's simple instruments remain forever in the minds of Vietnamese people about a great leader who devoted his entire life for the nation and the people. The Vietnam Military History Museum in Dien Bien Phu Street displays valuable objects and images about the country's military history since the Home King era through many feudal regimes until today. The museum also features history of the Vietnam People's Army and the country's many uprisings such as Xích Vệ, Soviet Nghệ Tĩnh, Bắc Sơn, Nam Kỳ, and the two wars of resistance against French and American invaders, which ended with the Ho Chi Minh campaign in the spring of 1975. The museum has become a popular research and tourist center. Hanoi is a multi-religion land with a great number of beautiful pagodas and temples, reflecting the desire to achieve the good of the people of Hanoi and Vietnam. Annual festivals are held in pagodas and temples in a joyful atmosphere every year. Sen Jong Festival in Gia Lâm, Sóc Sơn has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Intangible Cultural Heritage. With his merits of defeating the invaders, Jong was worshipped by people nationwide. Local people call him Sen Jong and hold an annual festival to remember him and his feats of arms to promote patriotism. Hanoi now has more national historical relics such as Sơn Tây Ancient Citadel, Phung Hưng Temple, and Ngo Quyền Mausoleum, which worship the two national heroes, and many famous tourist attractions. Hanoi's transport network has been expanded steadily to serve the city's industrialization and modernization process. Many new bridges spanning the Red River, such as Vĩnh Tuy and Thanh Chi, as well as flyovers and tunnels, have been built. Hanoi is a leader in attracting foreign investment in Vietnam. Many major industrial parks and modern factories have been built using domestic and foreign investment, contributing greatly to economic growth and improving workers' living conditions. Hanoi is witnessing rapid urbanization, and the city develops around 1.5 square kilometers of housings a year. Many new urban areas are under construction, and in the near future, Hanoi will be on par with other cities in the region and the world. Hanoi is one of Vietnam's major tourist destinations with a large number of arrivals every year. Tourist services have become more professional to serve visitors' diverse needs. Former Australian Prime Minister John Howard jogging around Hoàn Kiếm Lake, as well as former US President Bill Clinton and his wife, and many other heads of states visiting the Temple of Literature and attending the APEC Summit in Hanoi, are vivid evidence of Hanoi deserving the title the City for Peace, presented by UNESCO. Hanoi is a peaceful city and a land of beauty. The more you discover Hanoi, the more you love the city. Hanoi is truly a meeting place of people across Vietnam and around the world.